Talking about some wildfires that are taking place out west right now. They've had a really dry winter season contributing to this. A Fox News alert now. And the question is being asked, were these wildfires in Southern California set on purpose? 2 people are now under arrest at this hour, and they're accused of trying to start at least 2 fires in San Diego. Right now, officials are still trying to figure out whether they had any involvement in the fires that have so far burned more than 10,000 acres and left 1 person dead.
Fox News alert, more than a dozen homes destroyed as wind-driven wildfire spread in Southern California. And this is a live look at San Marcos, California. Homes right in that path of the flames. A firenado, it's where wind funnels the flames upwards, similar to a twister or a tornado. Not something you see every day there. Take a look at that amazing picture there on the right. Meantime, thick black smoke darkening the skies in a suburb of San Diego. As a heat wave helps those fires spread, thousands of people ordered to leave their homes.
Right across the street, these big black plumes of smoke, it just seemed to come out of nowhere. It was nowhere near us, and then all of a sudden it was there.
Our neighbors had already been into our house. They were carrying our dogs and they rescued our animals.
You leave your house, I just get the chills thinking about it and thinking, I hope I see it when I come back.
Will Carr is live with the latest. Will, what's going on right now?
Hi, Julie. Well, we're in North San Diego County where the San Marcos fire burned throughout the night and continues to burn this morning. So far, it's forced thousands to evacuate. It's burned 3 homes and there is 0% containment. Now, this is one of 9 fires that broke out through the area yesterday. In all, they burned more than 9,000 acres. In Carlsbad, which is about 35 miles north of downtown San Diego, the fire raced up hillsides. Firefighters brought in air support, but in some cases, it just wasn't enough. We spoke to one homeowner who lost everything.
We came back and we're checking on it naturally to see what was going on, and then we found out it caught fire. I can't do any more or any less. It's a loss, and I'm very upset. And my BMW that I love so much too is fried. I can't, it's dead now, and that really upsets me, but what can I do?
San Diego County schools are closed today. Several colleges in the area have closed. One was supposed to have a graduation today. And Julie, the governor has declared a state of emergency for California.
You just got to feel for those people. That one guy that said, you leave your home, you don't know what you're going to find when you come back. I mean, so many questions, especially this one. What started all these fires? Any idea?
Well, that's the question a lot of people around here are asking. Yesterday was a red flag warning day, which means that there were strong winds, low humidity, high temperatures, really perfect for wildfires. But investigators tell us that they're treating this as arson, possibly. They don't have facts to back that up, but they're going to treat it like that until they can prove otherwise. One local leader went as far to say that in all of his years, he has never seen so many fires break out in one small area like he did yesterday. He finds it highly questionable. And Julie, today is supposed to be another red flag warning day, so firefighters say they're going to do everything they can to continue to try to protect these communities.
All right, let's hope so. Will Carr, thank you so much for the update.
Thousands of people are right now out of their homes, and they don't know if they'll even have places to live by the day's end. The wildfires burning across San Diego County in California, leaving some folks with just seconds to clear out.
There is a fire. If you're in your house, evacuate your house and run to the closest street.
Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Go. Come on.
Folks in more than 20,000 homes and businesses had to rush out of there. Several raging fires have ripped through homes, closed schools, and forced evacuations at a nuclear power plant. We'll show you where the fires are burning up in our wall. At one point, there were 9 of them today. These aren't brush fires out in the middle of nowhere. They're burning in the crowded suburbs of San Diego itself. This is Carlsbad, an awful scene there yesterday. San Marcos here a little bit inland, and now some pictures of the scene. Temperatures approaching the 100-degree area, especially in the high desert and to the east. 10 major fires over 2 days. Firefighters did catch a break when the winds died down this morning, but they report that one fire in the city of San Marcos, as I showed you a moment ago, is still burning out of control. In nearby Carlsbad, the fire chief reports at least 22 homes burned down, including an entire condominium complex. Elementary school students say they were sitting in class when they saw the flames creeping closer.
We saw when it started in the morning, and we saw it spread, and we saw fire and smoke and everything. I thought they were going to take care of it, but it got worse and we had to go.
And we are just at the beginning of what is proving to be a catastrophic fire season in California. The fire chief there says he has never seen such extreme fires this early in his nearly 3 decades of firefighting. Will Carr is on Fox Top Story, and he's live for us this afternoon in San Marcos. What are conditions like now, Will?
Hi, Shep. Well, if there's any good news, it's that the winds have died down, the winds that have been pushing these fires around for more than 24 hours. The fire that is top priority for firefighters right now is the San Marcos fire. It's only 5% contained, and there continue to be hot spots all throughout the area. In fact, earlier today, one of those hot spots ended up burning an 18-unit apartment complex, and this comes after a separate fire ripped through Carlsbad yesterday. Carlsbad, about 35 miles north of downtown San Diego. That fire destroyed numerous homes and rattled thousands of homeowners.
It's pretty wild to see 100-foot flames 60 yards from your house and see the firefighters, and then you had the Huey helicopters going at it. It was quite a sight, and we're very happy that our house is still here.
There has been so much damage, Chef, the governor has issued a state of emergency.
Hey, Will, I want to show our viewers of these new live pictures that are just coming into us. And you can see in the hills behind these homes and up here, fire after fire after fire. It's an incredible thing to watch. Will was saying the winds have died down, but these fires create their own wind. And you can see these up on the hill there are doing exactly that. Towering smoke all over the area, and of course perilously close to this neighborhood. Will, do we have a sense yet for what may have caused this?
Well, Shep, right now, fire investigators are actually looking at the ignition points of all 9 of these fires. They tell us that they are looking into arson potentially because so many fires broke out in such a short amount of time. They also emphasize that right now they don't have any facts to back that up. And, of course, their top priority is making sure that they get containment on all of these fires before they figure out exactly what caused the fire, Shep.
Yeah, Will, you know, we were watching yesterday in Carlsbad as this was lapping right along the 5 freeway. Caused some major traffic problems. And then there was a neighborhood very similar to this is San Marcos now, and live pictures from our station KSWB, who did a great job covering this and helping us out yesterday. Their local reporter is giving information now, and as the flames are getting very close to this neighborhood. Will, I assume all this has been evacuated?
That's right. In the San Marcos area, they have about 20,000 people who have been evacuated. They've not been able to come back. You know, they're anxiously waiting. So far, the fires only burned about 3 homes, but they're anxiously waiting to see if they can get back into their neighborhoods to make sure that their homes are actually okay.
What's the temperature like, Will? Is it still 90 plus?
Yeah, it's hot. It's about 98, 99, same temperatures that we saw yesterday. It's another red flag warning day, which means the temperatures are high, the humidity is low, and the winds were blowing earlier today. They've died down a little bit, but, you know, pretty good conditions for these fires to spread continually.
Yeah, sadly, it really is. What winds there are coming from the desert to the sea, so you're getting that really dry desert air. It sort of creates a wind tunnel of its own, especially when it gets to these flames, and then races through these canyons, which are sort of everywhere around this area. You know, the depth perception can be deceptive. It looks as if the flames are right on top of these homes, but our crews are in this area, and they're telling us that if it comes this way, it's not happening at this moment, but if that's my house. Hey, a local reporter is giving information from here now. Let's listen.
The column was growing, but it's certainly, we did not expect it to come over as quickly as it did. And when it came over, it really was a wall of flame that came over the ridge.
That wall of flame is something that they expected because of the winds would stay on the other side of that. But instead, I want to keep listening. I'll drop back into her. They not expected to come over this ridge so quickly, and you can hear reporters on scene were kind of stunned by it. If these flames do get to the neighborhood, and it looks like they're getting very close, These firefighters will stay and protect as long as they can. But there comes a time, they've evacuated the neighborhood, they've told the people to leave, and the last thing you want is for firefighters to be in jeopardy. And good grief, would you look at that? That is we're beginning to form one of those flame tornadoes that we're seeing yesterday. The winds begin to circulate with the heat from the flames, and then the canyons around it. You get one of the little wind tunnels, which maybe in the front of us, a skyscraper in New York City, might cause some papers to blow in the air. Here it's taking flames up like a tornado and rushing toward this neighborhood. There is no moisture in anything. The rainy season didn't happen.
That's right. You know, obviously we're in the middle of a horrible drought in this part of California, really throughout the entire state. It is so bone dry around here that one spark really can start a huge fire. And actually, as I'm talking, we have multiple planes flying over. They're dropping water. They're dropping retardant on these flames. And, you know, the frustrating part for these firefighters is that they get on top of them and then they jump again, Shep.
Yeah, Will, they're headed for this neighborhood, and this is an unbelievable scene. Our friends at KSWB are shooting this from this neighborhood as the flames come over the ridge and begin to devour this neighborhood. As you can see, fire trucks are now on the move, fire personnel out in the street trying to attack this. The water droppers are coming in from the air. We watched yesterday as they went to nearby lakes, scooped up as much water as they could, and came to try to knock out the front edge of this fire. But at some point, it gets so big and so hot and is moving so quickly that there's very little people can do. If you look to the left of your screen and down that street, look how tall those flames are. 2 or 3 stories into the air, and then whipping up another one of those tornado-like walls of flame. The reporter talking about it now. Listen.
But I also have to tell you that when we pulled into this neighborhood, we talked to a couple residents, and they actually went through an evacuation last night when the fire came in from another direction, and it actually, you know, the firefighters were able to stave it off. But this right here, I don't think this is what they were absolutely expecting. This is just, I'm really hoping that firefighters are able to save these homes. I mean, this wall of flame is just, it's crazy.
Sharon Chen, a local reporter for our local station Fox 5, standing in this neighborhood with her photographer and her crew and her live truck, watching as this was not at all what the firefighters had expected based on wind conditions and conditions on the ground. They had expected these flames, it's our understanding, to stay on the other side of this ridge for a much longer time. They thought they'd be able to get in, wet down the area, set up lines and the rest, but that is clearly not the case. As Sharon Chen is reporting now, listen.
But give us just a couple of seconds here. Okay, go for it, Stephen. And then we can get closer across the street and you can see, oh my gosh, I think
the fire dangers are as high as they have ever been for this time of year. AccuWeather meteorologist Justin Povic is on the line with us. Justin, I lived in Southern California for a while, know a lot of people there, know a lot of weather people there. Nobody has ever seen anything like this early.
You know, Shepard, you're right, and this is driven by the drought, which is covering the entire state of California now. In fact, exceptional drought, and that's the very highest point of the scale. That's over a quarter of the state in this area, Southern California, out to the coast. Today, we have another complicating factor, the offshore flow, which is creating a lot of heat. Look at the current temperature right now in L.A., 99 degrees, and then you have the low humidity. So you look at temperatures, low humidity, and even localized wind effects. It might not be widespread. And there you go. You have the very, very high fire danger, and that's continuing today. Now, the good news is, if there is any, it's going to start to slowly taper off over the course of the next several days, but it's going to be a slow process. Here's what we're looking at in San Diego County. Again, like you said, where we have all the fires ongoing right now. The high temperature around 100 degrees this afternoon, gusty winds in the short term, and the relative humidity down around 5%. So, like you said, there's hardly any moisture in the atmosphere at all. But tomorrow, temperatures start to slowly nose down, humidity start to come up, and our temperatures will continue to cool off heading into the upcoming weekend.
And no good news for anybody on Via del Campo here in San Marcos, California. These flames have come in, they've come over that ridge and chewed up everything in their path.
The scene is frightening. The sky blood red. The heat and smoke so intense, it's challenging to see.
We're out of here. Out? No, it's blocked out.
This is a neighborhood in San Marcos, California, north of San Diego. And it's the most tense time during a wildfire. The frantic efforts to stop the flames from burning down houses. Incredibly, just a short time before this video was shot, there was relatively little fire in this area. When we got to San Marcos, this is what we saw. Some flames, but winds starting to pick up. The flames and the winds spread the ashes and embers, and that's what makes the fire spread. This area right here, 10 minutes ago, nothing at all. Now we're seeing the smoke and the flames start to form. It's very likely that within the next couple of hours, these trees, this vegetation, will be gone. Right down the hill from where I'm standing here in San Marcos, California, which is northeast of San Diego, this is the Cal State San Marcos campus. It's been around for a quarter century. It has now been evacuated. They are hoping that the fire does not spread down there. And in this area, within a 5-minute walk, there are hundreds of homes, businesses, condominiums, and lots of people. Choppers swoop in, dropping water in the 99-degree dry heat, 30 degrees higher than normal May highs in San Diego County. But then trouble. The winds continue to increase. The fire is getting bigger. It's moving closer to us and moving closer to the houses in the neighborhood. The firefighters we're talking to are getting quite concerned.
It's scariest at the moment with the fire now like 100 yards from the homes, and I worry about the embers jumping into the grass next to the homes.
It's frightening.
It is, very.
And then we see a bizarre spectacle of nature, a fire tornado, a whirlwind of smoke caused by the turbulence of the wind and the intense heat. Seconds after we see it, the fire starts blazing in new spots.
We got to get some lines around the structure.
Grave concern now as the flames are very close to the houses. And we've witnessed the fire gallop hundreds of yards in just a matter of seconds. More helicopters are called in, dropping water in the smoky haze. Fire personnel on the ground make sure they have an escape route if the blaze jumps again. The teamwork on the ground and in the air starts to pay off, though. The blaze starts to diminish, at least where we are. The fire is still burning here, but it's nothing like it was before. This lush area has been destroyed, but the firefighters appear to have done a good job saving the neighborhood right next to where we're standing. An evacuation order remains in effect here, though. The situation's still way too volatile. The people who live here, well aware that their neighborhood could end up looking like this one on the other side of town.